Alright guys, finally time to do the rack video. First off, we're going to start with all the equipment that you need. You need the aluminum foil tape. You can buy that at Home Depot. The heat tape, I use 3-inch. You can use 4-inch with the same setup. It works exactly the same, so whichever you prefer. And you're going to need the clips. The heat tape and the clips you can buy at the Bean Farm online. You might as well stock up on it if you're going to pay the shipping. It's going to take you about, I ordered 50 foot and I still had some left over, so just to be safe, order yourself 50 foot. And then for the clips, you'll need 18 clips, I believe, maybe 20. Again, order extra. They do break, mistakes happen, so order yourself about 30 or 40 of them just to be safe. You'll also need hardboard, which you can purchase at Home Depot. And you'll need, of course, the 2 racks. And you'll need liquid nail. You're going to want to use wood to plastic liquid nail if you can find it, but anything heavy duty will pretty much work. So if you guys have a Home Depot in your neighborhood or nearby, it'd be best if you went there and you could pick up most of the supplies. If you could buy the exact 2 racks that I'm using to put together, then you can use my exact measurements and I'll give those to you, so that might make it a little easier. I think that's pretty much it. You want to cut your electrical cords into 13 inches. That'll give you some extra playing room for those. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to cut the hardboard. I'll give you the measurements. It's 4 foot by 3 foot. Then you're also going to, which they'll cut it for you at the Home Depot, but they won't cut the corners off for you. So you'll have to cut the corners off. It's exactly 2 inches from the corner in. 2 inches, and that'll clear the leg holes. Alright, so we're going to go to the legs. From the legs, you want to cut from the top where it connects. You want to cut 9.5 inches down. That's going to make the legs a lot shorter, so that it'll fit your tubs exactly right. Next thing you're going to do is put the heat tape on. You're going to have to tape it in there with the aluminum foil tape, so you want to make sure you bring it out enough that the tape will clear the leg holes, because you don't want the tape to be getting caught up in the leg holes. And then also you want to keep as much of the black covered as you can. Or uncovered, sorry. So you can see we got the tape on. It doesn't really matter how straight it is as long as it's not covering all the black. That's where your heat's coming from. So next step, we're going to splice the electric cord, which is where we had cut at 13 inches. 13 inches, you only need about 11, but 13 inches gives you a little bit of playroom. If something happens, you can cut it down an inch and you'll still have enough room. So basically, you just take your splicers, cut off about an inch of that, and uncover the wire so you can use it. Now here we're putting 2 of them together. Do not roll it up really tight, because the clip's gonna have to puncture through to the heat tape. So as long as it's connected and getting current, then you're good. You don't have to sit there and roll it up really tight, because that's a mistake I made and then I had to end up adjusting it. So just kind of get it together where it's tight, and that's good. You're gonna lead those into the clips and crimp them down really good. You don't want to lose connection, so make sure you get real good crimps on them. And then you're going to put it on to the heat tape. Now, like I said before, whenever you clamp those down, it has the clips tear through to the metal in the heat tape. And if those things are balled up too tight, the wires rolled up too tight, it won't puncture through and won't get a connection. So just kind of roll the wire a little bit so you're getting a good connection, and that's about all you need. I made a mistake, like I said, and rolled it up too tight. What I had to do is, the heat tape is just 2 pieces of plastic together. So if you're not getting a good connection after you squeeze your clips together, what you can do is separate those 2 pieces of plastic. You're not going to hurt the heat tape. Just separate those 2 pieces of plastic, and then you can actually run the wire directly inside of the 2 sheets, and then it'll make direct contact with the metal. And that way you can just you're still going to want to put your clips on top and underneath the heat tape, but the wire will actually be inside of the heat tape, and that'll get really good connection. Just whenever you're done, you want to make sure that you tape everything metal that's connected right there. So just run electrical tape all around that metal, because if you touch it, it will shock the piss out of you, so don't do that. And like I said, as long as you don't roll up your wire really tight, it should just be able to connect with the clip. The first time I didn't have a problem, this time I did. So alright, next step. Whenever you get a shelf done, you want to put your tub in there. Whatever tub you're using, you want to put your tub in there and make sure that you're not getting caught anywhere. Slide it up and down, in and out. You want to make sure that the whole thing is clearing, because you guys know how frustrating it is to put a freshly cleaned tub in there with water and your snake, and as soon as you push it in, it gets caught and then spills your water everywhere. So it should be perfectly tight. Alright, so here's the rack done. Just kind of skip to that, give myself a little more talking time. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to put my number on here, or just PM me and I'll give you my cell phone number so you can just text me. If you're having a real problem, I don't mind giving you a call and kind of walking you through it. It's really not hard. I don't know if it seemed hard, but it's really not hard. And it's overall, with my thermostat and everything that I had to buy, it cost me less than $400 to build this rack. It holds 18 adults in big tubs, or it can hold 27 hatchling tubs. So it really is very space efficient. It's basically what it is 2 racks stacked on top of each other. You will have one extra shelf per rack that you build, and if you keep your spare legs, the extra of your legs, you could probably, I haven't gotten that far yet, but you can probably build another rack just out of scraps. So like I said, guys, just please remember to order extra supplies. You don't want to not be able to finish your rack just because you ran out of supplies, and then you're going to have to pay shipping if you need to order more stuff offline. So just order as much as you need, or a little more, whenever you order the first time. I don't think I mentioned that the reason I use hardboard is because it's really soft. It's really soft on the inside or on the bottom, so if the animals rub against it, it's not going to hurt their face or anything, which they will rub against it. And also the humidity doesn't rot the wood out or anything, so I found that the best wood to use. Basically, any wood that you want to use that's soft enough where it's not going to splinter into the snakes when they rub against it or anything will be fine. This stuff's just really thin, so if you don't use the hardwood, then you might have to cut your legs a little longer just to clear the extra inch for the tubs or whatever the wood might be. Whenever you put it together, you're going to need 9 sheets of wood. So again, that measurement is 3 foot by 2 foot. You're going to need 9 sheets, and that's going to make one extra shelf. And honestly, that's just a spare shelf. I guess if something happens to one shelf, you can replace it, or eventually what I'll end up doing is once I build 4 or 5 of these racks, I'll have one extra shelf from each one, and I'll just build a rack with just the extra shelves. And the only thing is you won't have legs, so you'll have to keep a couple of the spare legs that you cut off, because since you cut them off less than halfway at 9.5 inches, you'll have enough spare legs that you can probably, I haven't got that far yet, but you'll probably be able to build another rack just off of the extra that you have. So sorry guys for the pictures. I was gonna build the rack on video so I could show step by step a little better, but my babies were all just sitting around in tubs with no heat, so I really had to hurry and get this rack put together so I could get them all put on the new rack and whatnot. So I stuffed them in the other holes of the other racks I had, to get them on heat, but I really needed to just get this one together. So I just decided to take some pictures and do a voiceover of it. So again, if you guys are gonna build this rack, it's a really nice rack. It's really not hard. I mean, it seriously takes you 2 days, and that's simply because whenever you glue your wood to your rack, you're going to want to use, like I said, liquid nail. If you can get wood to plastic, that's awesome, but anything heavy duty will work, and you're going to want to weight the rack. So what you do is when you glue it on there, flip it over, glue the rough side of the wood inside, and then leave the soft side outside. And then once you glue it on there, just set another rack on top of it and glue that one. Set another rack on top of it and glue that one. And then by the end of it, there's a bunch of weight on it, and it will weigh it down, and it will glue really tightly. And just let it dry overnight, and the next day you can put it all together, throw the legs on, do all the wiring. So again, if you're going to actually build this rack, shoot me a PM. I'll give you my cell phone number. That way if you have any problems or you need any advice or what you're looking for, then you should be able to tell by the pictures what rack it is. When you walk in Home Depot, you'll see it and know. But just know it's the 2 foot rack by 3 foot rack. And the hardwood, you can buy big sheets. It's like $8 for 2 big sheets, and then you'll have to buy 1 small sheet that's like $6 to make the last shelf. So again, guys, if you have any problems, just PM me. I'll give you my cell phone number. You guys can text me, call me. We appreciate all the new subscribers. We've had a bunch of people join the channel in the last week, and we're going to keep putting up videos a lot, basically every week or every time we find something. If you have any video suggestions, anything that y'all want to see or anything, any of the animals, just make a comment or send us a PM, and we'll make a video I'm going to start working on the incubator because we've been pairing some animals right now. So I'm going to start working on the incubator and get it put together. And once I get it put together, I'll do a video on that too. So anyway, thanks again, guys. I hope y'all got all the information you need. If not, shoot me a text and I'll cover you up. So again, thanks a lot and good season to everybody. Thanks.